I honestly was ready to for life to just end. I was a mess.
This can't be happening. Not in our family. It was the furthest thing from my mind that could ever happen.
I realized that I needed to get myself together, or things were just going to get a lot worse.
My name is Ashley, I'm 17. I have 2 stepbrothers, a half-sister, a half-brother, and a full sister. So we're a packed house. It started happening when I was in 9th grade. I was woken up from my sleep to my brother breathing over me. He told me he was just looking for a pillow, but I woke up one night and he was touching me. Every single night I'd wake up to him, the noise of him like trying to get in my door. It's like my haven was taken away. I never felt at home. I definitely had thoughts of suicide. If I wasn't alive, you couldn't molest me anymore. I fantasized about telling my mom and exposing it to my family every day of my life. But I was very scared that it would tear us apart. It is a horrible way to live. I really care a lot about other people. When I found out he was doing it to my younger sister, that's when it really hit me that I need to do something about it.
My name is Nicole, and I'm Ashley's mom. I was standing in the kitchen, and she came up to me and she whispered in my ear, and she said that my stepson had molested her. It was the last thing I ever would have expected that would have been happening in our house. Thinking about my daughter being in her room scared, I don't know if there's a worse feeling. I don't know if I've felt a worse feeling than that. It was such a mixed emotion. I love my stepson, but at the same time, at that minute, I hated him. And it was a hard thing to deal with, to have both of those emotions going through me at the same time. But I still had to, get my wits about me and deal with the situation and make sure that the girls were gonna get the help that they needed.
I felt completely relieved. I didn't know what was gonna happen. I was crying. I didn't know what was gonna happen, but I was crying because I was just happy that I finally told my mom.
The first thought that went through my mind was, how are my girls gonna deal with this? And I knew, just from past experience and from hearing other people's stories, that they had to get counseling right away. And the fact that the crisis center, literally within not even a whole week, they had an appointment for me and both of my daughters.
The crisis center helped me so much. I got to talk to somebody every week about how I was feeling. I got to straighten out my emotions. Without the crisis center, I honestly don't think that I would have made it. Without the crisis center, I honestly feel like I would have given up. I was so ready to give up. It was the perfect time. They came at the perfect time.
Without the crisis center, my family would still be broken. We would be lost.
My name is Julie, and I am a mother of 3. I was on my way home from work at about a little after 10 o'clock at night. Had kind of a rough day, had a test in nursing school that day. Suddenly, something was in front of my car. I saw a flash. I had no idea what it was, and it hit my car. It was a bam and a crash. My windshield shattered. So I got out of my car and I ran around and saw the man laying on the side of the road. And your worst nightmare. I called 911, told them my car just hit a man and I need help. It's bad, he's bad. I'm just feeling so helpless, just waiting, please somebody get here. And finally somebody arrived, and it was a police officer, and I said, we're gonna have to do CPR on this man, please come help me. She said, there'll be EMTs here soon, and there were. And I just felt so overwhelmed. And I kind of bent down to catch my breath, and I saw underneath my car that they had a white sheet over him. And I realized that he wasn't gonna get in the ambulance. He wasn't going to the hospital, and he was dead. It was just supposed to be a normal day. How did all of this happen? How did it go so wrong? Driving became such a challenge for me. It was very scary and frustrating, reliving the accident over and over again in my head and trying to shake it off. I remember looking in the mirror at myself and saying, your kids deserve better than this. My best friend showed up in my house out of the clear blue. She said, hi, how are you? I said, I'm fine. She said, have you called for counseling yet? I said, no, I've been too busy. And she handed me a phone, and she handed me a card to the crisis center. And she said, how about right now? What are you doing right now? I was so nervous making that call, but I did. And they set me up with an awesome counselor. I honestly don't know what I would do without her. She helped put me back together. I held things together financially for quite a while. But eventually, I was tapped out. And I was talking to my counselor about my frustrations financially. And she made me aware that the crisis center actually could help with that. That they had financial classes and they could offer some financial assistance. Without the crisis center, I would still be struggling to recover. I've gone back to school. I have graduated. And now I realize that no matter what life throws at me, I can handle it.
I'm Ashley, and I'm way stronger than I thought I was.
My name is Nicole. I'm a mom, and I'm always going to protect my children.
My name is Julie, and I am blessed, and I am back.